soldiers were treated better than soldiers in prison, officers lament after release from Kirikiri. Welcome to the news, and thank you for tuning in to listen. About 70 soldiers whose death sentences were commuted to 10 years imprisonment following public outcry in 2015 have regained their freedom. The soldiers who were freed in different batches between May and August this year have told the Whistler about their experience at the Kirikiri Maximum Prison in Ikoyi, Lagos. The soldiers were sentenced to death, or life imprisonment, and other punishment for various offences including mutiny, desertion, and disobedience of lawful orders by military courts. They include the 54 soldiers sentenced to death by firing squad on December 17, 2014. The soldiers who were from the 111 Special Forces were charged for disobeying a direct order from their commanding officer, Timothy Oporom, a lieutenant colonel, to take participation in an operation to recapture Delwa, Bulabulin, and Demboa in Borno State from Boko Haram terrorists on August 4th. Their sentences were among those reviewed to 10 years imprisonment by the Nigerian Army in 2015, following condemnation by the public and local and international civil organizations. Lagos lawyer and senior advocate of Nigeria, Femi Falana, had taken up the case of the soldiers against the army. Corporal Jasper Bridolo, leader of the freed soldiers and one of the 54 from the 111 Special Forces, spoke to the Whistler on Wednesday. I put in 18 years in the army serving my country and was made to spend another 7 years in prison because we asked for weapons to fight Boko Haram when you request for arms. Is that mutiny? In 2013 and 2014, it was suicidal to fight Boko Haram because we were fighting with refurbished weapons and soldiers were angry because they read and hear the amount of money given to arms. They treated us badly in prison. No one was taking care of us. Even the Boko Haram members were getting better treatment than us in prison because we were providing them with food and other items. What kind of a country is this that would treat its patriotic soldiers this way? Bridalo, who revealed many of them has served in several peacekeeping missions abroad, said it was only Falana that has stood by them and fought for their release from prison, adding that Murik, led by Professor Isaac Akintola, also assisted them in prison. He said all of them would like to be reinstated by the army so that they could continue with their lives. We are not doing anything since after our release because we do not have anything. We have served the army for many years and they should reinstate us and let us be discharged properly because we have dependents, he pleaded. Wow, this is not the first time we are hearing such news. It is actually a thing of worry and shame that we continue to act like this. It is actually a thing of worry and shame. Now, few weeks ago, I think last week to be precise, where we heard of a news where one ex-soldier comes out and said that he was I don't know, but he was I think he was dismissed or something of that nature. No, I wouldn't want to go, but he gave us something similar to this story. Let me not make any errors and mistake. He gave us something similar than when he was in the army, that he and his colleagues were always sent into fights without good weapons. That in fact, the weapons that the Boko Haram, who they are fighting against, we are far better off. This is like a suicide mission. You are being sent to die because we are not given adequate resources. Now, I do not know why this issue will keep coming up when we have people who are volunteering to go and fight these people for us, and yet we are not giving them the tools, the adequate resources. Now, we want this fight to be done and over with. What do? We give it our best. We give it our best. We buy arms. We give to them. I do not understand why we continue to treat this particular issue with kid gloves and we'll be so lackadaisical about it. Okay, recently information got to us a few minutes ago that this same called terrorists, that they are gradually creeping into the Federal Capital Territory and building tents there. It is so unsafe. The more we play with this particular issue, the more it is going to grow bigger. It will grow into a monster that, if care is not taken, will swallow us all. That is why we the electorates, we continue to plead with the federal government And with those involved with the buying of arms and ammunition, anything, any resources that is going to be needed for the fight of this to be done and over with, this particular fight, that we are going to emerge as a winner as a nation, then they should do that. They should not hesitate to. We have people who are volunteering, even as they even came out of prison. They still want to go and fight for their country. Please, they should do the right thing. It will be a thing of shame if at the end of the day, after so many money, a particular person came out and said that over 1 billion naira has been spent on the issue of insurgency and fighting these terrorists, and more will be spent. If it is spent, let it be. Is the money not meant for arms? Is it not meant for ammunition? Is it not meant for fighting these people? It should be spent and spent very, very well. It should be spent and spent very, very well, and of course they should be able to account for it. By very well, I mean they should get, if it is ammunition, they should get it, whatever these people will need to make sure they go and they come back as winners, as conquerors, as victors, not the other way around. Imagine me being sent to kill a lion, and I am not giving anything to kill the lion. And what do you think will happen? What do you think will happen in that kind of a scenario? It is going to be, it is like a suicide mission. Please, the government should do everything in their power to ensure that this particular issue is done and over with. It's even worrisome that even in prison that these soldiers are not even being catered for. They're not catered for at all. They're not treated like patriots. Meanwhile, they are even saying the so-called terrorists are being treated well, are being given food. Exactly what I've been saying. How did I even get to know? They have been breastfeeding these people, giving them, stuffing them with so much goodies. And I keep asking myself, people that have caused so much pain, they have caused alarm, they have made people, there are some people that have encountered these terrorists and they will never ever be the same. The trauma is going to be there for as long, if care is not taken for a life. It's a lifetime trauma. And what do you do when they come out, or when they are caught, or when they surrender to you? You pamper them, you give them food, and even plan on reinstating them into the army, recruiting them into the army as new recruits. And what do you think will happen? You are fighting against something, you are spending money, and you're using your hand to ring that thing again. It is not supposed to. It is not supposed to. Please, the federal government should do something very, very drastic about this insecurity level. And of course, these soldiers, they need to be welcomed back. They need, yes, they have been punished enough for a crime that we know that is not even actually a crime. But yes, maybe they did not do well.